So today we have the beautiful Tamara from Lebanon,
Yes.
and Tamara has come from Dubai, actually together with Lucy, and we are going to ask her a few questions about her practice. And so, first of all, I want to know, you have practiced Ashtanga for how long?
I've been practicing Ashtanga for the past 4 years.
Okay.
Before Ashtanga, I used to practice yoga, but I was into different styles of yoga. And then my maybe curiosity brought me to try Ashtanga. I gave it a try once, and I was hooked somehow. And since then, I started practicing Ashtanga regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was it exactly that hooked you?
It is the method itself, because it's a little bit different from the other yoga styles. So the idea of self-practice was very appealing for me, because this gives me a chance to carry my practice with me wherever I go. And I actually experiment the benefit of it during the pandemic times, where we were not really able to go to any yoga studio or be practicing under the guidance of a teacher. So self-practice helped me a lot to maintain the yoga routine during times where you cannot really reach out for guidance or for a teacher. So this was the main aspect that attracted me the most to the practice, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. And you practice with Natalie as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is important when you choose your teacher?
I think what is important is the connection between the student and the teacher. So sometimes it's really a kind of an organic connection. It's either you click with the teacher or not. The other thing is that the space that is somehow and sometimes required between the teacher and the student. Like I feel that in some places during the practice where you just need to practice by yourself, and the teacher can actually tell that before, without you having to vocalize it or verbalize it to him. So this kind of connection, I think it is organically built, and it is really important between the student and the teacher. Moreover, that the relationship is not only boxed into the Ashtanga practice itself. So I see the teacher as a person that I can talk to, open up to, and other aspect of my life, and not only the physical practice itself.
And so when you say Ashtanga outside of the practice, how do you apply Ashtanga outside of the practice?
By being maybe a calmer person, a more focused person into what I do. The Ashtanga taught me the importance of commitment, and how really discipline can bring you closer to your goal or to the things that you want to achieve. So I feel by practicing Ashtanga, I am somehow stabilizing those characteristics or those patterns in my lifestyle, which really helps me in my daily life, or routine in general.
Did you have a discipline already before Ashtanga? Did you maybe play an instrument or do some other sport?
I used to run. I was somehow I had this routine for a few years before starting Ashtanga. When I switched to yoga, I was after something that is mainly more calming, that gives me more groundness, and it's not really it doesn't require this. Okay, it has a physical engagement aspect, but it also works or tackle a little bit the mental or the mental or spiritual side of me as a person. So I find this combination in yoga. That's why I really like it. I find the dynamic of the physical practice, which I like and which attracted me the most in the Ashtanga at first, and then I like also the spiritual side of it and how the practice with time evolves and transforms to tackle also not only the body but the mind as well.
And when we talk about discipline, what do you think is or potential challenge in discipline?
The potential challenge in discipline is to be able to commit to a regular, let's say, routine, especially during those uncertain times, and especially during our current lives, where we are so busy in trying to manage our let's say work, studies, all the aspects of our life. So the idea to incorporate even a stable routine that is fixed is actually a challenge by itself. So yeah, this is.
And how do you tackle that challenge?
I tackle it by motivating myself. So the main motivation behind following this routine or sticking to this discipline is that I know that practicing yoga, especially Ashtanga, makes me maybe 10 to 20% a happier person, a calmer person, a more grounded person. So even in days where I lack the motivation or I need a tremendous push to get on my mat, I remind myself about this. Yeah.
And when we say practice, we usually talk about asanas. So I'm wondering if you have any other practice within, let's say, yoga.
I recently started meditating, so I found it before very challenging to be able to sit still in a posture and try to only focus on my breathing, or at least not to engage with my thought but only observing them. So it was a little bit of a challenge, and now recently I started doing it when I was back in Dubai, and when I arrived to Ubuntu, I found that this is the best environment in order to little bit practice. I mean, the environment here is so inviting to be able to still the mind a little bit, focus also on the spiritual side, mental side, and not only on the physical or asana practice itself. So yeah, I started meditation recently, pranayama, some breath work, but I find the meditation is a very nice, a complementary element to the asana practice, which I'm really planning to develop and work on.
And I saw that you were reading Adyashanti.
Yes.
So you're obviously interested in philosophy behind this. And
Yeah.
yeah. What is it that attracts you most about, let's say, when we talk about philosophy, the Hindu philosophy?
Well, I'm not really an expert with that. So to be honest, I just picked this book from the library in here, and I skimmed through it. I was really attracted to the ability to be or to the knowledge of the inner self, because I mean the book or the philosophy itself provides some insights that are really useful tools in order to define, let's say, your aspiration in life, what you really want in life, and what are what would be your, let's say, long-term goals, or what you really want from this life that we are living in right now. Yeah.
So I have a last question for you. What do you want out of this life?
Well, I just want to be, I seek to have balance in my life as much as possible. So I want to still be able to cope with the modern life and the fast rhythm, but at the same time, I feel that I need something maybe authentic to ground me a little bit to the earth, to where I came from, and so I can achieve this balance and I can sustain this life for the long term. Yeah.
That sounds like a great goal to have.
Yeah, I hope it's realistic though, but
Yes.
let's see. Yeah.
Wow. That's why we practice.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Andrea.
Thank you.